Hello there. Come on in, kick off your shoes, unzip that heavy winter jacket. The world is freezing outside, but in here, we're going back. Back to the 90s. Back to the winter that smelled like pine-scented candles, mall pretzels, and the heater that always rattled in the hallway. Tonight's story takes place on Maplewood Lane, in a house with mismatched stockings, a too-big TV, and Christmas lights that definitely came from Kmart's holiday aisle. So get cozy, pull your blanket up, settle in, and let's step into the comfort of a 90s holiday. Scene 1. The camera opens on a living room that looks like every family sitcom from the mid-90s. Flannel blankets, a slightly lumpy couch cushion, a crocheted throw someone's aunt made, and a TV stand holding a giant box TV, the kind that hums faintly even when it's off. There's a Christmas candle flickering on the coffee table, its flame making the room look even warmer than it is. Snow taps softly against the windows. In the kitchen, you can hear the unmistakable clatter of someone wrestling with a huge roasting pan. That someone is Aunt Deb, the loud, sarcastic, big-hearted queen of the family, the 90s sitcom energy in human form. She yells from the kitchen, "If anyone touches these rolls before dinner, I'm hiding all the batteries to your N64. From the hallway, a voice calls back, "You already did that last year." The house feels full, not of perfection, but of home. Earlier that day, our main character, Lena, bundled up in an oversized puffer jacket and one of those fleece-lined headbands everyone wore in '95, walked home from the bus stop with snow crunching under her boots. She stops at the corner store, the one with the jingling door and a rack of holiday Beanie Babies, to grab a hot cocoa packet and the December issue of Tiger Beat. There's a feeling in the air, that kind of soft, quiet magic that only winter in the 90s had, before constant phone buzzes, before instant messaging, before GPS. Just cold cheeks, warm stores, and the taste of powdered hot cocoa. Inside the living room, back at Maplewood Lane, the Christmas tree is decorated with popcorn garland, slightly crooked handmade ornaments, and a blinking star that has to be smacked occasionally to stay on. Lena flops onto the couch. Her little brother blasts an opening melody of a commercial, The Talk Boy, only from Tiger Electronics. Aunt Deb shouts, "Turn it down before my ears fall off." Lena laughs, pulls the blanket over her legs, and opens her hot cocoa. The marshmallows that look like tiny chalk squares float on top. It's imperfect, it's loud, it's messy, but it's home. And it's the holidays. The smell of dinner fills the house. Garlic mashed potatoes, buttery rolls, and that mystery casserole Aunt Deb swears you'll like if you don't look at it too long. Lena's little brother, Evan, tiptoes past the living room with the shifty eyes of a cartoon raccoon. He's on a mission, the annual mission, to sneak a peek at the presents hidden in the hall closet. Of course, Lena sees him. "Don't do it," she whispers. "I wasn't doing anything," he whispers back loudly. You know how kids whisper, like they're yelling in a library. He reaches for the closet handle. It creaks. Aunt Deb bellows from the kitchen, "If you open that door, you'll be eating vegetables for breakfast." Evan freezes mid-grab, hands suspended in the air like a burglar caught in the spotlight. Lena snorts a laugh. He tiptoes away in slow motion, as if that would make him invisible. The whole house smells like cinnamon and baked ham. Somewhere in the background, the local radio is playing a soft lineup of 90s Christmas songs. Mariah, Boyz II Men, Whitney, the The real nostalgic classics. The hum of the heater kicks on again, rattling just as it always did. Everything feels familiar, safe, and warm. Lena plops back onto the couch and pulls a big popcorn bowl into her lap, the red plastic one her family always uses during the holidays. Her mind drifts to earlier that week when she went to the mall with her best friend, Tasha. The mall in the 90s at Christmas was a world of its own. The giant snowflake decorations hanging from the ceiling, the smell of cinnamon pretzels, the long line at the Sanrio store, the clinking water fountain coins, the photo booth that printed everything slightly too dark, and the department store makeup counter glowing like treasure. Lena and Tasha had spent 20 minutes smelling every Bath & Body Works lotion they could reach. "Okay," Tasha had said, serious as a judge. "If I get the cucumber melon, does that make me basic?" "We're all basic. That's the whole point," Lena said. They ended up buying matching glittery snowflake body sprays, the kind that left shimmer everywhere, the couch, your coat, and anyone who hugged you. Now, back at home on Maplewood Lane, Lena lifts her wrist and smells the faint sparkle of it. Instant comfort. The TV in the living room flickers on with static before settling into a holiday movie everyone has seen 1,000 times. Half of the family pretends they're not watching it, but stops whatever they're doing to watch it. Everyone knows the lines. Everyone repeats them. Everyone laughs before the jokes even happen. Outside, snow starts to fall harder. Soft, thick flakes drifting down like a shaken snow globe. Aunt Deb finally marches out of the kitchen with her apron dusted in flour. "Dinner's almost ready," she announces. "And somebody please set the table before I lose what's left of my holiday cheer." Lena gets up to help. Evan dives behind the couch so he won't get assigned chores. Classic. Lena steps outside the front porch to catch her breath for a minute. The cold hits her instantly. That sharp winter bite that turns your cheeks pink. Her breath forms little clouds in the air. Maplewood Lane is glowing. White Christmas lights, inflatable snowmen, houses lined with tinsel, and that one neighbor who went a little too hard with their decorations, making it look like their house could be seen from space. The quiet outside is peaceful. She can hear the muffled laughter of her family through the window, mixed with the sound of pots clanking and the TV theme song starting again. Snow lands on her lashes. For just a moment, she feels like she's in one of those winter movies she grew up watching. The kind where everything is simple, safe, and just a little magical. Lena goes back inside, warming instantly as she steps into the kitchen. Dinner is organized chaos. Forks clattering, chairs squeaking, people shouting over each other in the friendliest way possible. The adults sit at the main table. The kids? They must squeeze around the fold-out card table covered in a plastic tablecloth printed with little Santas. Evan has a meltdown because he wanted the green cup, not the red one. Aunt Deb says, "It's Christmas, not the end of the world." Everyone laughs. Mashed potatoes are passed, jokes are told. Someone spills milk. Someone else steals a roll, and it's perfect. Messy, loud, real. Exactly like a holiday dinner should feel. Dinner wraps up and everyone gets full and immediately pretends to disappear when the chores appear. Aunt Deb stands in the doorway like a general preparing for battle. "All right, let's divide and conquer." Instant chaos. Uncle Mike suddenly feels very interested in checking the weather outside. Inside, Grandma claims her hip is acting up. The little kids scatter like marbles on the kitchen floor. Lena gets handed a stack of plates. Ugh, dish duty. but it's not so bad. Not really. The kitchen is warm, full of leftover smells and soft laughter drifting from the living room. Lena and Tasha, who showed up right after dinner, stand shoulder to shoulder, raising the dishes while singing along to the radio. Mariah's All I Want for Christmas Is You comes on, and both of them dramatically hit the high notes like they're auditioning on Star Search. Aunt Deb walks by, shaking her head, but smiling. "You two should take that act on the road," she jokes. The moment is ordinary, and that's what makes it feel so magical. After the kitchen is clean, everyone drifts back into the living room. Lights turned low, tree glowing soft, a stack of VHS tapes that sits beside the TV. Someone picks a classic, one of those that lives forever in the holiday reruns. Lena settles on the couch, wrapped in a fleece blanket. The heater rattles again, louder than before, as if joining the Christmas soundtrack. The movie plays softly, and the room falls into that peaceful after-dinner quiet. The kind where the holiday lights outside blink in sync with your heartbeat. The kind where you feel safe without thinking about it. The kind you remember 20 years later without trying. Evan crawls onto the couch next to Lena, trying not to look like he wants company. His cheeks are still sticky from dessert. He's trying to act cool, but he keeps stealing glances at her. "What?" Lena whispers. He shrugs. "I don't know. Do you think Santa still comes even if we're older?" Lena pauses. This is one of those moments. Soft, unexpected, pure. She nudges him with her shoulder. "Of course he does," she says. "Santa comes for everyone, even grown-ups. Just in different ways." Evan absorbs this like it's a new scripture. He leans his head on her arm. Just like that, it becomes one of those memories that stays with you forever. The kind you don't realize is important until years later, when you smell cinnamon candles and suddenly feel 7 again. The movie ends. The chatter softens. Blankets get pulled up higher. Someone drifts off in the recliner, snoring loudly enough to shake the ornaments. Lena heads to her room to grab socks, but when she reaches the hallway, she stops. The house is quiet now, except for the faint clanking of the fireplace and the soft static of the TV screen. The string lights on the banister glow like warm stars. She feels wrapped in a cocoon of pine-scented candles, fabric softener on freshly washed blankets, the fading scent of Aunt Deb's baking, whispers of old family jokes, and the kind of warmth that lives deeper than the temperature. It's the sound of home, the sound of the holidays, the sound of every 90s winter night she misses before it's even over. Lena steps quietly toward her parents' room and hears the gentle rustle of wrapping paper, the soft tearing, the tape ripping, the whispered, "Shh, they're still awake." She smiles. Even as a teenager, she loves this part. Not the presents, but the secrecy, the tradition, the reminder that someone is thinking about her, picking out something just for her, hoping she lights up when she sees it. She tiptoes away so she won't ruin the moment. A little lump forms in her throat, the good kind, the kind that comes with nostalgia, even if you're living the memory. Lena slips into her bedroom, a cozy explosion of posters, CDs, and the faint glow of her string lights. There's a small stack of cassette tapes on her nightstand, next to the stereo that eats tapes if you rewind too fast. A half-burned vanilla candle sits beside them, smelling like warm sugar. She flops onto her bed, the mattress springs squeaking like they've done for years. Just as she starts to relax, the phone rings. The nostalgic clunky chords, The one with the half-dead battery and an antenna that's been bent a dozen times. She grabs it before it wakes the whole house. Hello? Tell me everything. It's Tasha. Her voice is dramatic and cozy all at once, the way best friends talk late at night, stretching every conversation into a memory. Lena laughs softly so she doesn't wake anyone. We had dinner. Evan had a meltdown. Aunt Deb almost fought the casserole again. The usual. They both giggle. Tasha sighs into the phone. I wish the mall was open right now. I want a pretzel so bad. I know, Lena whispers, and that little cup of melted cheese they give you? Peak holiday experience. They discuss who wore what, the new snowflake body spray, which VHS movies they'll watch tomorrow, how the snow outside makes everything feel slow and soft, and how they both kind of wish they could freeze in this exact moment in time. Then there's a quiet pause, a comfortable one, the kind of silence only best friends can share. I'm glad we're friends, Tasha says softly. It feels, I don't know, real. Lena nods, even though Tasha can't see. Me too. After hanging up, Lena feels restless, in a dreamy, warm way. She pulls on her boots and sneaks out the side door, careful not to let it creak too loud. Outside, the world has transformed. Snow blankets every roof, every mailbox, every car. Streetlights glow warm and golden through the falling flakes. It's so quiet, so still, so perfect. It almost doesn't feel real. The air smells like cold metal and pine. A distant wind chime tinkles softly from the neighbor's porch. Lena steps into the middle of the street. Maplewood Lane is completely empty, and lifts her face to the sky. And then it happens. A single bright streak of light arcs across the night sky. A tiny meteor, fast and glittering, vanishing in a blink. A perfect winter wish moment. She gasps, breath catching in her throat. It's the kind of miracle you only see once when you're young, and the world still feels enchanted. She whispers a wish, something private and soft and hopeful. And for a moment, she swears the snowflakes sparkle brighter. When Lena slips back into the house, everything is dim and peaceful. The living room lights are off, except for the tree, which glows like a soft heartbeat. Ornaments shimmer gently, and the heater hums. Someone left the TV on pause, the frozen frame of a 90s holiday movie casting a faint blue glow across the carpet. Her entire family is asleep. Aunt Deb curled up in a blanket she swore she hated. Evan stretched across the recliner upside down. Uncle Mike snoring loud enough to shake Santa's sleigh. Grandma asleep in her chair, book open on her lap. Lena's chest fills with warmth she doesn't know how to name. This messy, imperfect, chaotic house. This loud family. This night feels like magic. She knows she'll remember this forever. Before heading to her room, Lena walks over to the Christmas stockings hanging by the fireplace. Faded, mismatched, handmade stockings. Evan's with glitter that never fully dried right. Aunt Deb's with a crooked tree. Lena's with her name stitched in pink yarn. Grandma's ancient embroidered one from decades ago. She touches her stocking gently. The fabric feels like history, like love, like every Christmas that came before this one. She lets herself imagine tomorrow. Hot cocoa, wrapping paper everywhere, pancakes with too much syrup, and that soft moment when everyone is together before the day gets loud. Her eyes sting just a little, but it's a good sting, the kind that holds gratitude in it. Lena returns to her room, slips into her bed, and buries herself in flannel sheets. Her stereo clicks softly as she presses play on the mellow holiday mixtape. You can almost hear the warmth through the static. Soft music, soft crackles, soft breathing, soft memories. In moments, she drifts into sleep, feeling safe, loved, and wrapped in a glow of a decade that made the world feel gentle. The snow continues falling outside. The house breathes quietly. The holiday settles in. Lena wakes to the softest thing in the world, sunlight reflecting off snow. That unique, glowing, blue-white light that sneaks through curtains in the morning after a big snowfall. Her room smells faintly of warm vanilla from the candle she forgot to blow out all the way. Her stereo has auto-stopped, the tape resting at the end, leaving the room in perfect stillness. She stretches, yawns, and listens. The house is quiet, but not too quiet. There's movement, soft footsteps, whispers, the distant clatter of the kitchen. It's Christmas morning in the 90s, which means nobody actually sleeps in. She slips out of bed, heart fluttering with the timeless excitement. The kind you still feel, even when you're too old for the magic. She pads down the hallway in fuzzy socks, and the moment she reaches the living room, her breath catches. The tree glowing brighter in the morning light. Its reflection glitters on the frost-covered window, and beneath it, presents everywhere, wrapped in mismatched paper from different years. Snowmen, candy canes, outdated 90s cartoon characters, metallic gold that crinkles loudly. Some are wrapped beautifully, some look like they lost a fight with the tape dispenser. It is perfect. Aunt Deb is already awake, hair wild, holding her first coffee of the day. She looks at Lena and whispers dramatically, "They multiply during the night." Lena laughs. Evan pops his head from behind the couch, cheeks puffy with sleep. "Did Santa come?" "I knew he did, I knew it." Aunt Deb wipes her eye in an over-the-top mock emotion. "He still believes. My heart." The kitchen smells like cinnamon rolls, scrambled eggs, and that cheap but delicious 90s Christmas coffee blend you could only buy in tins. Lena pours herself a mug and wraps her hands around it, letting the warmth seep into her fingers. The radio plays softly, the same station they had on all week, still playing holiday songs. Everyone moves slowly, sleepily, in that cozy, half-awake glow. Grandma shuffles in, wearing her winter robe, gives Lena a kiss on the cheek, and whispers, "You look just like you did on your first Christmas morning." That kind of compliment hits deep, the kind you don't forget. The family gathers around the tree, sitting in a circle with a blanket around their legs. Aunt Deb passes out presents with a dramatic flair. One for Evan, one for Lena, one for Grandma, and one for me, finally. Tears, laughter, squeals, crackling wrapping paper. The soundtrack of the morning. Evan gets the talk boy he asked for. He screams like he just won the lottery. Grandma gets a knitted scarf in her favorite color. She cries. The soft, touched kind of cry that makes the whole room melt. Lena opens a small, carefully wrapped box. Inside, a silver snowflake necklace. Delicate, simple, beautiful. She touches it gently. Her mother says softly, "I saw it and thought of you. How much you love the snow." Lena swallows a lump in her throat. This house, these people, this morning. They're hers. Her childhood, her history, her heart. After all the excitement, the house settles again. Wrapping paper litters the floor like confetti. Coffee mugs sit half-finished. The heater hums. The tree glows warm and steady. Lena slips back outside onto the porch, this time wrapped in a blanket. The snow is untouched, smooth and glittering, like powdered sugar. She breathes in deep, cold air, warm memories. The same kind of moment she had last night under the meteor, only now with the soft comfort of morning. She looks down Maplewood Lane. The house is covered in snow, chimneys smoking, kids' laughter echoing from a few doors down. Everything feels still, sacred, like the world just hit pause for her. Lena closes her eyes, and in that quiet, she feels something. A reminder of childhood magic, the comfort of family noise, the warmth of being loved, even imperfectly, the safety of winter mornings when the world felt soft, the nostalgia of the 90s, simple, warm, and whole. Sometimes the most magical holiday moments aren't the big ones, not the gifts, not the decorations, not the perfect pictures, but the quiet memories, the laughter, the warmth of a home that isn't perfect, but is yours. Tonight, as you drift to sleep, let this cozy little world stay with you. The rattling heater, the pine-scented candle, Aunt Deb yelling from the kitchen, the glow of the tree. Good night, sweetheart. Sleep safe, sleep warm, and may your dreams take you right back to Maplewood Lane, where the 90s holidays never end. Thank you for spending time with me tonight. I hope your heart feels a little lighter, a little warmer, and a little more at peace. The holidays can be beautiful, and they can also be overwhelming too. But sometimes all we need is a quiet moment, a soft story, and a reminder of the simple warmth we used to feel. If tonight's visit to Maplewood Lane brought you even a breath of comfort, I'm so glad you're here. So let your eyes get heavy, let your breath slow down, and let the glow of those 90s Christmas lights carry you gently into sleep. You are safe, you are loved, and you deserve rest. Good night, sleep warm, sleep soft, and I'll see you again soon for another cozy story.